Hey guys, welcome back to Diaries of a 20-something. I'm Paige Marquez, your host, and today we have a very fun episode planned. Halloween is coming. It's right around the corner, and I totally know the feeling of scrambling for Halloween costume ideas. Halloween has always been one of my favorite holidays, and especially in the last couple years, it's definitely moved up to number one. I just love the vibes of it. I love dressing up. I love having fun. I just love Halloween so much. Today's going to be a shorter but very fun episode. We are going on a little journey down memory lane, and we're going to be going through all of my costumes from the best to the very worst. So if you need any inspo, definitely stay tuned. So we're going to start off all of these Halloween looks starting with high school because I feel like that's when I started to take full direction with my Halloween costumes and actually started to get a little bit passionate about it and actually started to have a lot of fun with it. I never really cared for it before high school, but when I got into like fashion and makeup and like things like that, that's when I became more interested in Halloween and had more fun with it. I also feel like high school is a time when you're finally starting to get into your feminine figure and start to show it off a little bit, and I think Halloween has always been like a very big way of doing that. So the first one, I will put all the photos here. The first one is, I want to say in 2017, I decided to be a frat boy for Halloween. It was very big on Pinterest at the time, and also during that time I had like this crazy obsession with college and Greek life and everything that goes behind it. I remember I would sit up at night and watch all these YouTube videos of like, get ready with me for Rush and like Rush tips and like college tips, like, oh my god, like the dorm halls, like everything. I was just obsessed with the entire topic. So that was like the main motivation, I would say, behind it. This costume was completely DIY. I did not spend a dime on it. The shirt is my dad's, the hat is my dad's, and I think I just wore like athletic shorts underneath and then just did some high top Converse and called it a day. You guys will notice I had like little like Greek symbols on the side of my head. I have no idea if that's an actual frat or not. It was super comfortable, as you can imagine. I literally felt like pajamas. And me and my friends just went around my neighborhood. My neighborhood at home is like really big on Halloween. So people like make major haunted houses, and it's like just like a whole thing, like all ages. There'd be a bunch of kids trick-or-treating, but if you were like my age at the time, then like you guys would just like go, like maybe sneak some alcohol. Like, you know, it was just like one of those. So yeah, we just run around the neighborhood. Nothing too crazy. I rate it a 5 out of 10. Costume number 2 was actually something I did with my sister very, very last minute, if you guys cannot tell. It was a very unplanned night. My boyfriend at the time invited me and my sister to a Halloween party with all of his friends. And like, I want to mention, my boyfriend at the time, we had very different friend groups in high school. So, and I remember going to this party and like everybody was like looking at me like I was like an alien. And I honestly don't remember the party being fun at all because of the type of people that were there. But the night ended with me passed out in the backseat of the car, and I'm pretty sure we got Taco Bell, which is just classic. Overall, I would give it a 2 out of 10, and that feels really generous. Next costume is obviously like so basic. During this time, camo in itself was such a big fashion trend. So for me, this costume was DIY. I didn't have to buy anything for it. I just had this like camo windbreaker. I put on some black shorts and called it a day. Me and my friend Skylar went to this Halloween party with another girl. I want to say her name was Sydney. I wasn't really friends with her. It was more Skylar's friend. I don't really remember much. I don't think this night was that fun. 4 out of 10. So that was all high school that I could find. But in college is when I started to take it up a notch. Many notches, specifically sophomore year, but we'll get there. College is really the start of Halloweekend, as you would call it. It's so fun, but it's also very expensive because you almost have to prepare 2 to 4 costumes each year just to, if you're not like DIYing everything, that adds up really quickly, even if you just order on Amazon. I always did Amazon, and like still every year somehow I would like drop like $200 on. I went out every single year in college for Halloweekend, and all of my costumes and all of this nights out in general just got better over time. My sister was actually also with me for every single year, and it kind of became our new tradition. So now every Halloween we do it together, and it's just so fun. This was my first costume costume in college. It was honestly really iconic for its time. I was Post Malone, by the way, if you can't tell. Can't remember what album came out around this time, but a lot of people were listening to it. I really loved it. So I was like, I'm going to be Post Malone for Halloween. I had like the right hair color. I was like, this would be so easy, so comfortable. I think I wore sweatpants and I got all of these tattoos. I got like so many compliments on this costume, mainly from men because they just thought it was really cool. Downside though, I did this on the first night and those tattoos did not want to come off. I scrubbed off like 3 or 4 layers of my skin trying to get these tattoos off. And by the end of the weekend, I still had the ones on my fingers. I could not get them off, but like the ones on my face, my skin was raw the next day from trying to get them off. Like because of that, 6 out of 10. Costume number 4 was really lazy. I was just a cop. My sister was a criminal. That was her first time being there for college Halloweekend. Really crazy night. I ended up getting in a lot of trouble with my sorority because of this costume, or not because of the costume, but because that night I ended up crowd surfing at a bar and the video was posted by me and a couple other people and they ended up getting kind of upset with me about it. I'm not really sure why. Like it's not like I was like drinking in the video or everything. I was literally just crowd surfing. Like what is the big deal, you know? So honestly, like 4 out of 10. No, 3 out of 10. This next one I think is my least favorite one. I was an angel. It was just basic, so poorly executed, just not cute at all. But like I was 18 years old. Like what did I really know? It's crazy because when I think about myself at 18 and like where my mind was, I'm always like, oh, like I knew what I was doing. But like I didn't know anything. Even like 20 years old. Like what was I doing? Anyway, the costume was really last minute. I actually ended up borrowing those wings from a friend and then they ended up destroyed. All in all, 1 out of 10. It's so embarrassing that I'm putting this on the internet, to be so honest with you. And I don't want to hear any comments about my hair color in any of these photos. I know it was bad. I know it was awful. But like I said a little bit earlier, sophomore year, things got so much better. One of my favorite costumes of all time, I did sophomore year of college. And I don't really, it's not even like it's like some crazy amazing costume. I just loved it so much. This was it. I was a queen bee. My sister was a ladybug. So that was like a nice little coordination moment. It was so cute. I just loved this costume. It was so cute. It was so sexy. It was just like perfect. I would definitely do it again. But I actually got really hammered this night. Not that I remember, but I have a bunch of photos that tell the story in and of itself. And here is how the night ended. Bumblebee down. Because of that, I give it a 7 out of 10. Costume number 7, I was a dark angel. This is the same year. My sister was a white angel, and I just love doing like coordinated costumes with my sister. I think it's so fun. Looking back, I hate it, but I loved it at the time. Like it was a vibe at the time. Me and my sister actually started a new tradition this year, which was getting burgers at this one place. I can't remember what it was called for the life of me, but my college town where all the bars were, there was a burger place that was open till 3 a.m. So I just love starting new traditions like that. So all in all, 6.5 out of 10, just because sometimes a girl needs a half. Junior year, things got even better and more executed. The way that like my costumes evolved over the years is something that I'm so proud of. The character development is insane, guys. First costume I did junior year was Poison Ivy. It was so well executed. I ended up actually losing the wig. Like I want to say like halfway through the night. I don't know where it went. It just disappeared. But we had a lot of fun this night. And then the next day, to this day, I have no idea how I got it back. Someone knocked on my door at 11 o'clock, like in the morning. And I went to go open it and the wig was just sitting there on the ground, like in this massive hairball. I have no idea who did that. The makeup was so good for this costume too. Like I remember being obsessed with the makeup. I was so proud of myself. I would definitely do it again, but without a wig. All in all, 8 out of 10. Next costume, literally love this costume so much. I went as an F1 driver. My sister went as a biker girl. We went to this bar that was my favorite at the time, and it was a rooftop bar, but they also had a downstairs, but the rooftop was the best part. This costume was so cute and so easy. I already had the red dress. The jacket and the hat were my dad's, so that was easy. All in all, 7.5 out of 10. Now on to senior year, which has my favorite costume to date, and if I don't beat it this year, or at least get on the same level of it, I will be very upset with myself. I went as a pirate, or me and my sister both went as pirates. It was so well executed. I remember it took me forever to do my hair. We had like these little hair inserts. They had like little seashells and beads and just like cuffs, I guess you could call them, and like rings to put in your hair. So that kind of took forever. But the night itself was really lame, but the costume was so good. Like it was still a good night. Great costume. Love it to death. Would definitely do it again. I think the fishing net is an amazing touch. 10 out of 10 through and through. I feel like Halloween post-grad is still a lot of fun, but there is like a level of sophistication I feel that has to go with it. You know, because college, at least where I went to school, was very much like a bubble. It was pretty much just a town of 18 to 22-year-olds, which was like great, but it's not like that when you get older. But I feel like it can still be a lot of fun regardless of like the level of sophistication and how all out you go. I mean, it's a lot different. Not everybody goes out for Halloween anymore, and like that's kind of sad, I think, honestly. I don't even want to think about the fact that I'm gonna be too old for Halloween one day. That just makes me really sad. I guess that's why some people have kids, so they can still dress up for Halloween. I mean, I can understand why someone would be motivated by that. People still go out for Halloween here, but from what I've noticed, it is more organized. The bars have like tickets, like you have to like buy the tickets in order to like gain entry. Like, you know, there's only a limited amount of spots and stuff. Or like you'll buy a bar crawl ticket that'll gain you access to like 5 or 6 bars for the night. I'm not doing that yet this year because my sister's not 21 yet, and I don't want to be in a situation where we buy the tickets and then she's like not gaining entry to places. So we don't really have like a concrete plan for this Halloween, and we're less than a week out from Halloweekend. So that's a little horrifying, but I believe that it'll all work out. Last minute plans are the best plans anyway. This year I have 2 costumes, one that I'm going to be doing when my sister is here, and then I'm just ordering another one just in case. If not, I'll use it next year. It's really easy. I'm just going to be like a black cat or something just in case I need a second one. But my main costume is I'm going as the Joker. I'm super excited. It's actually a costume I've been wanting to do for a very long time, but never did it. And I was like, you know what? We're going to do it this year. We're going to be the Joker. I feel like at a certain point, Halloween is just what you make it. You know, I was talking to some of my friends here. Some of them aren't doing anything for Halloween, and that's like not uncommon here. You know, like you can tell people, oh, I'm not doing anything for Halloween. Nobody bats an eye. It's just a normal thing, which is just kind of weird to me. I at least will be participating up until it's probably the point where it's like weird if I participate, but I still have like 5 years, I feel, to be able to dress up for Halloween. Like I said, Halloween has always been one of my favorite holidays, and like more recently now my favorite. But with that, and even if it does end soon, my little Halloween era, I'm still so grateful for all of the Halloween experiences I've had. I've had great nights. I've had horrible nights. Halloween is just so fun. Like I just love it. Take a shot every single time I say I love Halloween. Let me know in the comments your favorite Halloween costume or any fun experiences you've had in the past. I would love to hear them. There will be no podcast episode next week. Instead, I'm going to do a big Halloweekend vlog, so stay tuned for that. I can't push out a vlog and an episode next week. There's just no way, and I feel like a vlog would be so much more fun. It's still going to come out on Friday. I'm super excited. My sister is coming up to Hoboken, and we're going to go party. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. But we do have a lot of fun things planned, and I'm not just going to vlog the nights out. Like, it's going to be a full Halloweekend vlog from the moment I get off work to the moment Monday hits. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry this episode was shorter, but I have a lot to do this week to prep for my sister coming. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys all next Friday.